Hello, my name is Ilona, and in this shorter video I want to talk about acceptance. And acceptance, that is sometimes a difficult term to use, because some people think that when you accept things that you just let things happen, like, oh, you accept everything, or you don't stand for yourself, and that's not the acceptance that I'm talking about. The acceptance, the term that I'm talking about, is necessary to truly change things, change your life. So if something's happening in your life, maybe someone is, stepping over your boundaries, or you're in situations you don't want to be in, the first thing you really need to become aware of, or acceptance, it's in a similar way. If you accept things, you become aware of things. But awareness, to become aware is of course necessary, but also accepting where you are. Many people are still resisting the things that are happening. They don't want the situation. They don't want these people in their lives. They're fighting still. And when you're fighting, in a way, you are just continuing it, because you're not looking inside of yourself and you're not healing inside of yourself. And that is where acceptance comes in. If you truly want to change things in your life, you need to accept where you are right now. That doesn't mean that accepting that you give up or that you're not going to change anything. But you can't change anything if you're just fighting against something. If you're fighting so you don't have to face the pain inside of yourself. It's very different if you take a stand from this, this base in yourself. Like, you have this feeling like, this is what's right for me. I'm not complying with anything, or I'm not joining this anymore. I'm not, accepting this kind of behavior in my life. If you come from a very calm way, you've healed all the pains in yourself, no one will try to manipulate you, and very easily things will just, leave your life. Certain situations, certain people, they will just disappear because there's no connection with your energy anymore. But if you're standing there, no, I don't accept this, and really there's still so much anger in you, so much frustration, or feeling of powerless, that you aren't in control of everything, you're just kind of fighting, then it will continue. You really just won't change, because the person or the situation you're in still tapping into your energy. You're still at a certain frequency. If you're very calm and very stable, that is a completely different frequency than if you're very angry still, or very frustrated or fearful, or whatever you're feeling, whatever is going on, the pattern, why you've created this situation. You will be on a lower frequency. So you will draw in lower frequency situations and people that will connect with that frequency. So it's very, very important to understand, if you truly want to change something, that you look at what is happening right now and accept that. Okay, this is where I am right now. What am I feeling now? That this is the situation. So, for instance, someone is always stepping over your boundaries, maybe in a friendship or in a relationship. How does that feel for me? What is happening in my body? Maybe, not everyone is, there are a lot of people that are more in their heads, and it's necessary to connect with their emotions and feelings. That's the case with me. I was growing up in a environment that wasn't safe to feel or to, be emotional. So as a coping mechanism, I started to analyze everything. And a lot of people have that in the world that we live in, but there are also people that are completely in their emotions, that it's necessary for them to start looking more rational, to create balance between their heart and their head. It's very important to understand that as well, that can happen as well. So some people need to look at their thoughts patterns and what they're thinking and their convictions. Maybe they still believe that they're not valuable enough, or not worthy enough, or that they don't have the right to stand up for themselves. Can be all kinds of layers there. But you can only find out if you accept what is going on right now. Okay, this is the situation. So this is not giving in or giving up. This is just accepting and looking at the situation. This is what's happening. What's happening inside of myself? What are things, patterns that are happening? Why is this happening? And then you turn inward and you can start healing things and look at things. Maybe you'll need some professional help. Maybe you can work out things with friends, or work it out with on your own. That's perfectly fine. But you'll have to start to accept that, okay, this is what's happening. I'm tolerating this kind of behavior. If you keep fighting someone or a situation, you're focused outside of yourself. You won't be able to heal anything. You focus inside of yourself, like, okay, what is going on? That's, of course, the shadow work part. And you can keep things moving in that direction. And then you can truly change things, because that's really the beauty of acceptance. You can only truly change something by accepting it. Like I said, many people, including me, we'd like to fight. We like, no, we don't accept this. And of course, what's going on around the world, we're not accepting this. But we can do this from a place of strength. Like, no, we will not comply with this. We will not follow along. Or we can do this from a lower frequency. We have to fight this. We have to do this. We have to. Then there's much more anger and frustration connected from other lifetimes, or maybe this lifetime, that we're carrying along, and that will keep our frequency on a lower frequency. And that is, of course, what the dark energies have been using against us with the divide and conquer. They want us fighting, they want us resisting, because it's in a way a lower frequency. But if you in essence resist, although I'm not sure if you can call it resistance, if you just stand up for yourself, I'm not complying, this is not what I want, it's a completely different energy. Then they won't have anything to tap into that energy, because you're using your energy for yourself. But if you focus outside of yourself, you can see that even in certain countries like France, where everybody gets up immediately, but there is so much frustration and anger and feeling powerless behind that, that really in a way they're still being used, because that energy is a low frequency and the dark energies can still use that. So really look inside of yourself when you take a stand. What is your true frequency in that? Are there still things you need to look at? You have people, there's nothing wrong with being angry. Anger itself, very healthy angry, tells you that someone is stepping over your boundaries, tells you that you need to protect yourself. Like I've mentioned, if there is so much anger from different lifetimes, from this lifetime, and you overreact, so there's just a little thing happening and you're completely flying off the handle, then there are other things going on. You have certain people, I've had them in my family, they were angry about everything. You also have emotional people, they're emotional about everything. And of course the analytical people that are just analyzing everything. And it's really about balancing ourselves. So if you're always in your emotions, it's time to balance it with your ratio. If you're only in your ratio, it's time to balance it with your emotions. And if you're only in your anger, it is time to balance it. Is what's really going on. What is the pain behind it? Usually it's connected to fear, pain, and a lot of sadness. A lot of people can't really handle those emotions or don't know how to handle them, so they get angry. That's their way of handling it then, unfortunately. So these are things we all need to consider. And if you really want to change your life, accept where you are right now. Accept what is happening. Also with what's going on around, there's a lot of frustration from people. Of course, people are not, seeing things or waking up. And I fully understand that. That can be very frustrating if they're loved ones or people close to you or in your environment. But look inside of yourself, because you can change those people. You can only change who you are and your reaction to what's happening. So if you feel powerless, or you get angry or frustrated or upset because of things happening around you, what does that say about you? What is still needs to be healed? What are things that need to be looked at? That's very important, that you connect with yourself on that level. Accept it. You can start dealing with it, start healing it, and then you will change your energy and your frequency. And by doing that, you really are going to change your life, because then you will attract different people and different situations. Because what's happening now in your life, if there are certain things or certain people in your life that you don't want to in your life, or that you don't want to have in your life, then that means that they're attracted to your energy. You're still sending out a certain signal that connects them to your energy. And if you change your energy, then of course that will fade away and they will leave your life, or they will change their behaviors towards you. But the first step you need to do is accept where you are. That's not admitting defeat. That's not acceptance. Acceptance is looking at it. This is what's happening inside of me, what is going on, what is connected to these energies. It's a very different acceptance. Then you can get things moving because you're not resisting anymore. You're not fighting anymore. And then you can use your energy for something else. So you can make completely different choices. I'd like to leave it at this. Hope to see you in another video. Bye.